It's a gay, gay bridge viaduct. Gay street bridge viaduct. One of my first posts here in Knoxville, when I decided to leave my mountain retreat at Fort Dickerson, where I was so quietly ensconced and in rapture of the woods there and the quarry there in 2021 when I first got to Knoxville. I think my first post of downtown Knoxville was of the viaduct, a word I learned while in Memphis and going through the city there and spending time sleeping or trying to under the very famous Poplar Road, Street Boulevard, outside of Memphis, and the rail viaduct there. Needless to say, at the time, 2021, I was quite impressed with the viaduct here. Hell of a lot cleaner, certainly more business. Than the junkyards, scrap yards, and what the hell is that beneath Poplar outside of downtown Knoxville. Tonight, in an odd way, I'm coming full circle with my first time to Knoxville. When I first got here, because while listening to my YouTube music subscription, I heard of a band called Steel Woods. You know, it's one of those things that YouTube kind of throws into your design, you know, suddenly appears on your playlist, you know, for some odd reason you're listening to something you never heard before. But I liked what I heard and I wanted to hear more. So, of course, I downloaded, at the time, their first album in 2021 that had just been released. And I fell in love with Steel Woods. They spoke to me as a homeless old man wanting to get off the road, get away from the neighbors, and find some sort of permanent fort outside the one I had created at Fort Dickerson. Well, tonight, what, 3 years later, 3 albums later, I'm going to get my chance to see Steel Woods in concert here tonight. There's been a few changes in the 3 years that I have been what became in 22 a rent-paying neighbor here in Knoxville. Been quite a few changes downtown. I like to believe they're positive and good. Because buildings have gone up here in the past 3 or 4 years, and those beautiful historic buildings that have long since been idle or used as event centers, you know, when there was never an event, are suddenly being used. The University of Tennessee next year in 25 will occupy one of these buildings here. Their art department or design department or dance department or something was gonna take space in one of those beautiful historic Southern Railway structures. So there have been a few changes to the physical look of the city. Sadly, though, living in my project on the hill at Isabella Towers, part of the HUD-supported Knoxville Community Design Corporation or something. I must say there's been little change in my 2+ years living there at my HUD project. And all those songs by Steel Woods that spoke to me in the hills outside Knoxville along Chapman Highway still speak to me today, which is ironic and sad. Because outside of dentures and a pair of glasses, bifocals my family did not have to pay for, it's been little difference between my affordable housing accommodations and the one I had atop Fort Dickerson.